Hey guys, it's Ani from Create Your Future, and today I will be sharing a success story with you and also answering a few client questions. If you would like to send me or Amanda or any of the coaches any questions, please send it in the Patreon group. The link is going to be in the description box down below. So, the success story I want to share with you guys is I had a client that had an SP that was living far away in Europe. And their situation was the SP was kind of trying to tell her, I don't think we're going to work out because we're really far away. And especially during the times now, what's happening in the world right now, it's going to be very difficult for us to keep like a normal relationship. And she also had thoughts of, long distance relationships don't work out. And so did he. And he had expressed it a lot to her. And she was just really almost giving up, feeling like maybe she has to just find someone else and move on because it's never going to work. So after a few sessions, after, we went over how everyone's you pushed out works and we went over her blocks and everything. Um, Fast forward, I believe 2 months. 2 months in, he is now literally getting ready to come out here, get a place with her, live with her, like he's head over heels for her, and just the whole dynamic has just shifted. And she is so amazed and so excited and so happy that she learned how everyone is you pushed out works. And um what I want to tell you guys is a few tips and tricks of like what I told her is whenever you guys are going through a situation like this or similar, or just whenever someone is telling you that something's not going to work, it's just not going to happen, the circumstances have a right, like all these circumstances are, it's just not working, right? When someone says that, I want you to understand that these are your thoughts, these are your doubts being like reflected back to you. If you notice, I said a few seconds ago, she also had a view on long distance relationships, that long distance relationships never work out, or whoever she knows that had a long distance relationship, it failed. That thought and that belief is enough for that person that you're having a long distance relationship with to reflect it back to you, because they're you pushed out. So what does everyone you pushed out mean? It means the thoughts, the assumptions you hold about yourself, the thoughts and assumptions you hold about relationships, about people, whatever it is, they will show it back to you in your 3D reality. But the way we are raised, or the way our brain is disciplined, guys, since we were born, because I mean, if you had anyone telling you since you were a child, everyone's you pushed out, and you were learning all of that, that's amazing. But most of us, like 99.9% of us, we never knew everyone is you pushed out until we started doing our own research. So your whole life, you've been like gathering all these thoughts and beliefs and assumptions, like, and you can test it. Like someone could say, long distance relationship. Write down bullet points on what you think of a long distance relationship. Someone could say, oh, relationship with the third party. You can write down, that's not never gonna work. That's the set assumptions we have because we've been thinking that way for a very long time. How we change it is we need to change our assumptions and beliefs. And it's not the easiest thing in the world. Um, you know, if anyone tells you guys like manifesting is a piece of cake, maybe for the things you don't have resistance towards, yeah, you'll get those things immediately. But when it comes to something you really really want, especially when it's dealing with another person, deep down in your thoughts and beliefs, you're like, oh my God, no, this is going to be really hard because there's another person involved. That person, I've known that they have free will. I've lived as though like other people have their own thoughts and opinions all my life. Like, how am I supposed to randomly just dismiss that? How am I supposed to just think, oh no, they don't have free will, they don't have thoughts and opinions and assumptions, right? That's the hardest part to get over, I think. For me, that was the hardest part to get over. Like, that everyone's showing me my thoughts and beliefs. Maybe there's, maybe there's even a little bit of rebellious behavior that, no, that person is just a jerk. That's why. Not because I think they're a jerk. They're just a jerk. You know what I mean? Like, we all have a way of thinking about everyone and everything in our life, and like, when you are finally told you're the one responsible, not them but you, because everything comes from you first, and then they portray it back to you, they reflect it back to you. You're like, whoa, that's a lot of responsibility all of a sudden. But some of the things I told her to do is affirm that everything works out for me easily and effortlessly in my relationship right now. Everything's always working out in my favor. Even if you don't believe it, guys. Like, I know right now, like, you're probably watching this video and you're like, oh yeah, easy for you to say. I've been there. Trust me, I know. But I don't need you to believe it. You don't have to believe what you're affirming. Just believe that your thoughts create. And if you persist in that affirmation long enough, it has to show up in your 3D reality. That's just how the law works. Everything is controlled by your perception. So if you perceive something in a different way, it must show up in that preferred way, or that way that you're constantly affirming it to. Everything's working out for me easily and effortlessly in my relationships. My thoughts create. Everyone's me pushed out. This, it sounds so like, yeah, I know, my thoughts create. Everyone's me pushed out. I hear it all the time. But remind yourself. Why? Because you're going to have opposing thoughts throughout the day that are going to talk you out of that thought. You're going to have opposing thoughts throughout the day that are going to say, no, they don't. No, they don't. Remember 10 years ago? You weren't thinking this way. You weren't thinking this way all your life. Why all of a sudden this change now? That voice in your head, that Karen in your head that always wants to see evidence, always wants to see the manager, it's going to try to talk you out of it. Not because that voice is not there, guys, because what you're affirming shouldn't be true. That voice is only there because you have allowed it to live there in your brain for a very long time. That's the only reason that voice pops up. So I want you to know, when you have an opposing thought, when you have a doubt, that voice that comes up, it's not testing you. The universe is not testing you ever. The universe is just like, what have you been doing all your life? That's become a habit. If one way of thinking has been a habit for you for quite some time, guess what? Those thoughts will pop up until you keep dismissing the opposing thought, until your brain's like, oh, okay, I'm not even gonna pop that doubt in her brain anymore because she keeps dismissing it anyway. So we're not even gonna go that route. I hope I'm making sense, guys. If I'm making sense, comment down below. So affirmations, persisting in the affirmations of your desired result. Everything's working out for me. Why wouldn't he want to live with me? Of course, anybody would want to live with me, because I'm that amazing. I'm worthy. I'm good enough. My desires desire me. He's my desire. The long distance guy is my desire, and he desires me. So what's going to happen? My desire is, I want him close by. I want him near me. I want to fall asleep next to him. I want to wake up next to him. My desire wants what I desire. So keep looping this in your brain. Have it a part of your mental diet. That's some of the things we did for her to get her success story. Going forward, I have questions from you guys, and let's go ahead and answer those questions. All right. Hi, Ani. What do you do when you feel like giving up? Sometimes I just feel like giving up because I'm not seeing evidence quick enough. Okay. The only reason you will ever feel like giving up, guys, is because there's still the habit in your way of thinking that thinks that, like, there's still this voice in your head saying you're not the creator of your reality because you haven't been all this time. You didn't practice creating your reality all your life. Now all of a sudden you want to, create your reality. Like, what's gotten into you? That's like that voice saying, I don't like this change because I'm a creature of habit. Humans are creatures of habit. So when we change something, it becomes uncomfortable inside us. It's new. It's not familiar. So the comfort zone is, no, just keep, don't take any responsibility. Just, be helpless in your reality. You can't create anything. Just stay there because that's where you've been. But a master manifester, a creator, knows that the change is necessary. The transition is necessary. And what happens in the transition? A lot of opposing thoughts. Why? Because you're training a muscle. Anytime you train anything, there's going to be resistance. Think of it as like a physical muscle. When you train it, first 2 days, it's going to hurt like crazy because you haven't trained it in quite some time. It's going to feel so uncomfortable. You're going to feel like giving up. But then what? If you want your desired result, you have to keep training that muscle until it doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore, until it feels normal for that exercise to happen. So same thing with your brain. Your brain's a big muscle. You're training it. Now you're training it to understand that our thoughts and assumptions create. And how do we create? We persist in a thought and assumption long enough until we see it in our reality. So anytime you feel like giving up, I want you to know that's normal. You're not the only person. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to, just forget that I know anything about everyone's you pushed out. When I first started, guys, like, I was just like, no, this is too much. I don't want to do it. It was so much easier for me to feel like a helpless person than to put in all this work and change my thoughts. But that's where the master manifestors are separated from the reactors. The creators are separated from the reactors because of this work that you put in, because of the discipline that you do. Same thing with anything. Like, if you want to, work out, if you want a nice, summer body, you have to put in the work. You have to watch what you eat, the cravings, right? Same thing with the mental diet. You watch those cravings, those opposing thoughts, you shut it down. Substitute it with 3 positive thoughts. Get your brain going towards the desired result. Keep your brain going towards that way, because here's the here, it's not a problem, but here's the thing. The universe is like saying, girl or guy or whoever, what is it that you want? What is it that you desire? This is what you desire? All right, that's what I'm working on right now for you. You affirmed it enough. That's what I'm going to work on for you. And then what happens with you, you get these opposing thoughts. If you don't catch your opposing thoughts and shift them, what happens is you give in to the opposing thoughts. And then now you're going the other opposite way. You're going, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? What if it's not meant to be for me? What if just manifesting doesn't work for me? And then what happens? Universe is like, hey, I was working totally towards your desired goal, your desired result. I started orchestrating everything for your SP to conform to you, and now you're going the opposite route. So should I stop? I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop because I don't want to go against what you're focused on. And what you're focused on right now is not the desire. It's total opposite. So if you keep focusing on the total opposite, now I'll start working to orchestrate everything to work towards the total opposite. So what does that mean? It means whichever way you choose, the opposite of your desire or towards your desire, you're right. The universe sees you as correct. Like, you just call the shots. You tell me what to do, boss, I'll do it for you. I'll go whichever way you want me to go. But just stay in one place. Because if you don't, you're going to get hot and cold behavior from that person or from your reality. So 1 minute you're good, you're affirming everything, everything's fine. And then you're like, oh no, remember when he said this? Remember when she said that? No, I don't think this is going to work. I think, this is like, I'm doomed. So 1 minute your SP is going to be amazing with you and say, yeah, I'm going to come out, I'm going to live with you. And the next minute he's going to be like, no, I don't think so. I don't know. So your 3D is going to be like this roller coaster up and down. And that's what exhausts you. That's what makes you feel like giving up, because you're like, oh my God, like I need to work so much harder. But the truth is, if you stay persistent in the new version of your story, you don't have to feel exhausted. I hope that makes sense. Next question. Hi, Ani. What's birds before land, and what does it mean when I'm receiving things from other people? Okay. Birds before land is signs from the universe. Like, let's say you affirm, I'm highly valued and highly appreciated, and I'm always complimented on how beautiful I am, right? And then you're affirming it for your SP to do it, but then random people like on the street are complimenting you and saying, you know what, I appreciate you. Or people at work, or parents, or family, or friends, or just anybody, even exes like from 10 years ago, or all of a sudden, they remember you and they're texting you, hey, how you been? Like, you know what, I really appreciated you. And I know a lot of people are going through this. When this happens, take it as a very positive sign, a very good sign. It means the universe is orchestrating everything in your favor. And if it hasn't happened from SP yet, it's on its way to you. It's going to happen. It's just you're getting it from the people that you have least resistance towards first. SP, most of us have resistance, because most of us are really like holding on to, I want it to work, I really want it to work. SP has, he hasn't said it yet, why hasn't he said it yet? So there's a lot of like pressure on that one person. But the people you don't have resistance towards, automatically they're going to show you all your affirmations and all your assumptions, which is great because you'll get the feedback. It'll be more motivation for you that it's working. You have nothing to worry about. You just need to keep persisting a little more when it comes to SP. So totally fine if you're getting it from other people. It doesn't mean that it's partial or it's not going to happen. No, you are on your way to experiencing it from everybody around you, including your SP. Remember, guys, like the universe is looking at you like this precious person. You're a precious God. That's how the universe is viewing you. So when you affirm something, the universe doesn't just want to give it to you once. It wants to keep giving it to you. So, and the viewers that have affirmed so far, they'll notice, like, if you've affirmed for money and you've received it, or if you've affirmed for love, appreciation, compliments, you'll notice that you're not getting it just from one place. You're getting it from multiple people. Like, if it's money, you're getting it from multiple, maybe, I don't know, opportunities, businesses, maybe even people. Like, you're not getting it just from one path. There's multiple paths bringing it to you, because once you affirm and you don't change your assumption, like you just say, you know what, I'm appreciated, I'm valued, I'm a magnet for love, I'm a magnet for money. Universe is like, perfect. I'm going to give it to you. I'm not only going to give it to you from one place, I'm going to give it to you from any route I can find to get it to you. And you can actually experiment with this, like whether it's affirming money or even like a simplest thing. Affirm you see like a red rose, right? You affirm to see a red rose. That red rose will show up. Maybe it's and someone will hand you a red rose. Maybe you'll find yourself in a park next to a bunch of roses. Maybe you'll, go on your phone on Instagram and then an ad of roses, or you turn on the TV and a bunch of roses. All day, every day, you're just seeing roses, roses, roses. Until you stop, until you shift to a different affirmation, you're going to consistently see roses. Because the universe is like, I love you. You are meant to receive everything you affirm and persist for and focus on. I must deliver it to you any way I can. So I want you guys to take everything and make it mean it's working in your favor. There's no test. You're not being tested. When when situations rise up in your life that feel like you're being tested, watch your complaints about life. What are your complaints? Are you complaining? What are your opposing thoughts and assumptions currently going on in your head right now? Or when you're telling someone a story or gossiping, all of that is focus. All of that is focus. Your spoken word is focus. Your thoughts are focus. What type of music you're listening to. If you're listening to sad music all the time and you're like, yeah, I totally understand where this artist is coming from. All of that is focus, and you're inviting more of that in. Last question, guys. Hi, Ani. I was wondering what advice you have when family and friends ask about relationship status. What should I say? Perfect. So when you guys are constantly asked about like what's your relationship status or what's going on with SP, what happened, and you don't feel comfortable answering that, to not like tell the story all over again to everyone asking, either I would just shut it down and say everything's fine, like everything's always working out in my favor. You could say that because it is working out in your favor. Or you can say the truth, say what you gotta say, but don't make it mean that you just reaffirmed lack. Because here's the thing, whatever you guys do, even if you're talking about something you don't like, if you make it mean that I'm still going to get my desired result anyway, I could talk about it, but I'm still going to get my desired result anyway, you're going to get your desired result. You're not allowing that to be a reason for you to go down the opposite route again. Does that make sense? Like, we attach meaning to everything because everything in your reality is neutral. Again, I know I've said this a lot in other videos, but I'll explain what I mean by neutral. Like, let's say I have this bottle of water, right? I say, like if I drink from this bottle of water, I'm going to feel amazing. I'm going to feel so positive. I'm going to feel like I'm on top of the world because this is going to hydrate me. This is going to keep me healthy. This is going to keep me, energized. Whatever. Like, I'm the one attaching the meaning to this, right? And then I have another person saying, oh my God, that water is disgusting. Do you know how many chemicals are in that water? Like, don't drink that. You're gonna get sick from that water. So many bad things will happen to you if you drink from that water. If I don't let that phase me, I'm still gonna drink this water and I'm gonna feel amazing. Because it's the meaning I attached to what's going to happen when I drink this water. My meaning is great. Great news is going to happen when I drink this water. That other person's meaning that said, oh, don't drink it, you're going to get sick. She's going to get sick because she's focused on that. It's a placebo effect. But at the end of the day, if both of us are right, why not focus on everything's working out in your favor? If you're going to get your focus, why not focus on everything's working out in your favor? You are always right to the universe. You're always right. You're God. You're put on this earth to experience your thoughts and assumptions create. And it's amazing when you start shifting your assumptions towards the desires and you start disciplining yourself to stay there. Possibilities are endless. Your experiences are amazing. You're going to start and you know what? Every time your manifestation comes, it's going to feel like magic. Even though you know how it works, it's going to feel like magic. It's like a miracle. Like, I can't believe how this came about so naturally, because the universe knows how to get it to you in the most least resistant way possible to you. Your job is to be responsible and choose your thoughts wisely. Your job is to persist in your chosen desired thoughts and keep going. Don't be phased, don't be bothered by 3D. 3D is only your past thoughts and beliefs that have manifested. If you don't give it life, it won't continue that way. Your new version will continue instead of the old way of thinking. Also, guys, what I wanted to say is, make sure, this helped me a lot. That's why, from personal experience, I want to give you that tip. Music. The music you're listening to. Make it fun. Make it positive. The things you're watching on TV. Make it fun. Make it positive. Make it mean that everything's going to work out in your favor. If you see something you don't like on TV and it's going to affect you and you're going to go back in bed, like you can't fall asleep because of what you saw on TV. Oh my God, I can't believe that person did that on that show or whatever. You're inviting that in. So be aware of these things. And also, like, there's a lot of songs. I don't know if you guys have noticed recently, there's like a lot of manifesting songs out there, but even back then, like 50s, 40s, 30s, back in those years, this knowledge was available for people, and a lot of the artists talked about it. Like, there's an old song, "Life Is But a Dream" by the harp tones, I think. It's such a good manifesting song. Or Nat King Cole has "Smile." Smile even though your heart is aching. Just means keep persisting, keep going, even if you don't feel good in this very moment, right? That's how I perceive it. By the way, a lot of, like, Nat King Cole knew about this "Everyone's You" pushed out. I've done my research. But anyway, guys, if you have any questions for me, if you have any questions for any of the other coaches, please send it to the Patreon group down below in the description box. If you've manifested anything so far recently, comment down below, share it with us. I will see you guys soon. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share your manifesting stories, and I will see you soon, guys. Bye.